This episode, I mean, there's so much tea, so much juice, but I just want to talk about relationships.
Yeah. One of the things we talked about before is that we hadn't seen Mary Jane be courted. And then when we were talking about how courtships began, we're used to sort of the texting, but also it's what you're saying on the phone and then what you're doing.
Okay. So why is she saying she's doing all of this stuff in the house? What was she clicking? Cordon bleu?
I think she's just lying. She's so used to lying to sort of sell herself as opposed to saying, hey, you got money, maybe you cook. I don't know. It's like, you think you have to be these things and sort of shedding those ideas. Sometimes I think it's just a knee-jerk, and then you did it and you don't want to buy it back.
But I love the fact that she's also being so deliberate.
I like that Mary Jane's taking it slow. I know in last season there was a lot of sort of commentary about, wow, she's having sex a lot. Well, she's a sexual being. She's a consenting adult that has sex with men that she loves and cares about. She's not gonna just jump into that because this one could be the one, whereas we know she's got a cuddy buddy. And so it's kind of like you use him so that you can maybe think straighter in a relationship that you want for the long term. And I think, anyway, that's her thinking.
That's why she hasn't slept with Sheldon, because she's thinking this is the long term.
Well, one, it's still new. And not everybody's like, we meet, we jump in the bed. I mean, they're courting. I love just like, how their little game that they're playing on the phone.
It's sweet.
It's fun. I feel like everybody should do it.
No one's ever had the balls to say that to me.
I actually am living vicariously through her, as I'm sure a lot of people are, so I'm enjoying this. I want to know when he invites her out on the date for dinner.
It's so funny because I'm sure he meant it, and it's how much weight we put on it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't call, and you're like, are you gonna follow through?
What I did appreciate, though, is that when she kind of went a little bit left.
She brought all that baggage into the moment.
She brought all the baggage, and then she came back and she said, okay, well, let me retract. I realized that I brought my history.
There's the small signs of growth. Sometimes they're not the big leaps. It's the small things that realizing, oh, I'm bringing all of my drama into this moment that I sincerely think that you didn't mean. And to me, I think he was so swept up, he forgot about a party. I mean, you can see it from that perspective. I so much wanted to be with you, I forgot that I had this thing to do.
And I think, her maturity continued, though, too, because when she agreed to go to the party, and he invited her and asked her to bring someone with her. She could have easily said, this feels wrong, but she decided to go.
And I think that you could take that two ways. Some people are gonna think, oh, that was cool, he made it comfortable for her to come. Or some people will be like, oh, he's trying to, create a buffer. It's the same action, different perspective. And that's a fun part too in the series. We're not just talking about the characters. We do, as the writers, we do talk about how the audience is going to respond. And we are aware and hopeful that people have different reactions because it's really a measure of where they are. I just think it's fun to watch two people get together.
You're in luck. I'm a patient man. And you're well worth the wait.
Sometimes you're just being honest about your need for sex and you sort of create those parameters, but that doesn't mean I still don't want the idyllic relationship.
The mansion, the idyllic mansion. I'm looking forward to seeing how their relationship unfolds. So I want you all to tune in next week to BET's Being Mary Jane, and of course, you are going to join my